Now here we have question number 34. In question number 34, we have been given 1.5 gram of charcoal adsorb 150 ml of 0.4 molar acetic acid to form a monolayer, and thereby molarity of acetic acid reduces to this. It means some amount of acetic acid has been adsorbed on the charcoal surface. Calculate the surface area of the charcoal adsorbed by each molecule of acetic acid in multiples of 10 to the power minus 20 meter square. Surface area of charcoal has been given to us, that is 2.9136 into 10 to the power 2 meter square per gram, and here the value of Avogadro number has been given. Now here what we have to do is, first we will calculate that how many acetic acid molecules had been adsorbed on the surface, and for that we need to calculate the moles adsorbed. So how do we do the calculation for number of moles? First thing is, the initial moles of acetic acid that has been given to us is 150 ml into 0.4 molar, 150 ml into 0.4 molar, but from here we calculate millimoles, so we have to divide it by 1000, and this comes out as 0.06 moles. Now we are going to calculate the final moles after adsorption, that what is the amount of acetic acid in solution now. So here I am calculating final moles of acetic acid in solution, and that is, now the volume is same but the concentration has been reduced to 0.36. So this is 150 divided by 1000 into 0.36, and this value is 0.054 moles. So moles adsorbed is basically 0.06 minus 0.054, that is 0.006 moles. And if I am going to calculate the number of molecules of acetic acid that has been adsorbed, number of molecules adsorbed, I can write it as 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 6 into 10 to the power 23, that is 36 into 10 to the power 20 molecules. Now this is the total number of molecules of acetic acid that has been adsorbed. Now the surface area or the mass of charcoal that has been given to us is 1.5 gram, and we know that the surface area of 1 gram of charcoal is 2.9136. Surface area of 1 gram charcoal is basically 2.9136 into 10 to the power 2 meter square. But here we have 1.5 gram of charcoal. Then what will be the total area of charcoal? So total area here is 1.5 into 2.9136 into 10 to the power 2. So this is the total area. Now this total area is basically covered by this much molecules. So if I will divide the total area by the number of molecules, I will get the surface area covered by each molecule, and that is basically my total area, that is 1.5 into 2.9136 into 10 to the power 2 divided by the total molecules is 36 into 10 to the power 20. Now here the question is asking for the answer in multiples of 10 to the power minus 20 meter square, that is 12.14 into 10 to the power. Now this value is 10 to the power 20, and here we have 10 to the power 2. So this comes out as 12.14 into 10 to the power minus 20 meter square. So answer here is 12.14. Now moving on to the next question. Now let's see question number 35. Now in question number 35 we have been given allyl alcohol is heated with MnO2 and a part of allyl alcohol is oxidized to acrolein. Now what is allyl alcohol here? We know that allyl alcohol is this carbon, this is the allylic carbon, and on this carbon we have an OH group. Now when we heat my allyl alcohol with MnO2, a part of allyl alcohol is oxidized to acrolein. It means not all the allyl alcohol, only a part of allyl alcohol on heating with MnO2 get converted into acrolein. Now this compound is known as acrolein. We know that MnO2 is a very specific reagent, is oxidizes only allylic and benzylic alcoholic group. So this compound, what we obtain is acrolein. Now after that it has been given to us 0.64 gram mixture of allyl alcohol and acrolein in heated with Fehling solution, resulting in formation of 0.39 gram of red PPT. Now what we are doing here is we are treating my allyl alcohol and my acrolein with what? With Fehling solution. And after that what is formed is we are getting a red PPT, and we know this red PPT is because of the cuprous oxide. Now one important thing, that Fehling test is given by aldehydes, not by my alcoholic group. It means only this compound will give positive test with Fehling solution. So if I am going to write the reaction of acrolein with cupric oxide, we get this acid plus Cu2O, that is a red PPT. And now you can see from here that this is a balanced equation. Now after that we have been given the mass of this red PPT, and that is 0.39 gram, and the question is asking what is the percentage of acrolein in the mixture. Now let's calculate. Now you see from here that the mass of this is 0.39 gram. Now from this I can calculate the moles of Cu2O. The moles of Cu2O is the mass obtained divided by its molar mass. Its molar mass is mass of copper given is 63.5. So if this is 63.5, double of this plus oxygen, which comes out as 143. Now from here we obtain the moles of Cu2O. So I can say that moles of acrolein is same as that of moles of cuprous oxide, that is 0.39 divided by 143. And if I am going to calculate the mass of acrolein in the mixture, we will get 0.39 divided by 143 into molar mass of acrolein. And what is the molar mass of acrolein? You can see from here that we have 3 carbons here. For that 36, total hydrogens are 4 plus 16, and this becomes 56. So the molar mass is 56 grams. So this is the mass of acrolein obtained. Now the question is asking what is the percentage of acrolein. So percentage is 0.39 into 56 divided by 143, but here we also need to know that what is the initial mass given. So we have taken 0.64 gram mixture of allyl alcohol and acrolein. So this is 0.64 into 100. And when we do the calculation, so here what we have to do is we have to calculate only the percentage of my acrolein sample, and when we do the calculation, this comes out as 23.86%. So this is my final answer. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 36. So here question number 36 says the vapor pressure of a solution of a non-volatile solute B in a solvent A is 96% of the vapor pressure of the solvent at the same temperature. If the molecular mass of solvent is 0.55 times the molecular mass of solute, what is the mass ratio of solvent to solute? Now this question is on a easy side, or you can say on a moderate side. It is not that tough. Here we know that the lowering in vapor pressure, or the relative lowering in vapor pressure, which is given by delta P by P naught, which is basically P naught minus Ps divided by P naught. Now here this P naught is basically the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Vapor pressure of pure solvent. Ps is basically vapor pressure solution, and this delta P is basically lowering in vapor pressure, and this delta P by P naught is basically relative lowering in vapor pressure, and this term is basically equal to mole fraction of solute. So this is mole fraction of solute. Now we also know that Ps divided by P naught, that is vapor pressure of solution divided by vapor pressure of pure solvent, is equal to mole fraction of solvent. Now if I do the ratio of these two quantities, what I obtain is that P naught minus Ps divided by Ps is basically mole fraction of solute divided by mole fraction of solvent. Now here we have been given values, that in the question it has been given to us that when we add non-volatile solute B, now here the solute is B, solvent is A, and there is 96% of the vapor pressure of the solvent at the same temperature. It means the vapor pressure of solution is 96% of the vapor pressure of solvent. So for example, if I take my vapor pressure of solvent as 100, let's say it is 100, then I can say one thing, that the vapor pressure of my solution is 96. So from this information I can say that this is 100, this is 96 divided by 96. Now we are showing mole fraction of solute upon mole fraction of solvent, which is moles of solute divided by total moles. This is moles of solvent divided by total moles. So I am left with only moles of solute divided by moles of solvent. Now in this we have 4 divided by 96 is equals to moles of solute is representing by B. So that is mass of B divided by molar mass of B, that is mass of solute, into given mass of solvent divided by molar mass of solvent. Now in the question one more information has been given, that molar mass of solvent is 0.55 times molecular mass of solute. It means Ma is basically 0.55 times Mb. So this additional information has been given to us, that is Ma is 0.55 times Mb. Now if I substitute it here, this becomes 1 by 24 is equals to Wb into 0.55 Mb divided by Mb into Wa. Now the question is asking for what is the mass ratio of solvent to solute, that is Wa by Wb. So I'll do the cross multiplication. We will get WA by WB is equal to 0.55 into 24, and this value is around 13.20. So my answer here is 13.20. So for this 36th question or the last question, the answer is 13.6. So now we have completed the discussion of open mock test 1, paper 2, as well as earlier we have discussed about paper 1. So I think all your queries are solved now. I hope you have performed well in the exam. So now you can see from here that how to approach the question and how to solve them. So for future, all the best and good luck.